Alright, great day everyone. This is Jason Santos, and for today we are going to continue the last part of data visualization. And now we are doing this in Google Sheets. So let's get started. When choosing between data visualization tools, one option worth considering is Google Sheets. And in the past, we have already learned the things that we can do with Excel. There's a plethora of tools that we can actually use in Excel. For Google Sheets, there are also a lot of tools, but most of them are internet-based and should I say summarized or much more simpler as compared to Excel, since the changes that will happen are seen real time. The Google Spreadsheet application can be used to generate charts, tables, and even maps that can be embedded on a website. They're easy to make and can be configured to update automatically. It's not for every visualization need. Some projects require more complicated data visualization techniques and more customization than what Google Sheet provides. So to cap off Chapter 3, we will be performing just a few basic data visualization tools that we can use, because majority of what's available in Google Sheets we have already tackled in the first two parts of Chapter 3 using Excel sheets. So for now, we will be doing scrolling tables, aggregated data charts, column stats, and data visualization. So let me just go ahead and go to our workbook. So for this, I will be using an existing sheet, a sheet that I have used in the past to discuss VLOOKUP. And with this, we will be covering scrolling tables, aggregated data charts, column stats, and data validation. So let's start with first scrolling tables. So how do you access scrolling tables? First, let's go to our data. Okay, we can highlight, let's say this. All of the information I have here are for streaming service business. So once I have highlighted this, let me go to Insert menu and then select Charts. Once we have selected Charts, a side panel will show up on the right side of our screen. So as you can see, it's still messed up because what we have selected by default is a column chart. Now what we will do is we will select table chart at the bottom, and once we have selected table chart, our chart turns into somewhat of an image, just like this one. A chart that you can manipulate the dimensions, but more importantly, you can actually scroll this down. So the beauty of this, or you can appreciate this in cases wherein you have two charts. Let's say I have this chart here. Let me just put this up here. I have a chart here, and then let's say I have another pie chart here. I want to see them both because I wanted to compare them. But since my data here goes long way down, it's going to be difficult for me to compare because I would have to scroll down here. But with a scrolling table chart, I will be blocked in this view, the same view, while I am scrolling the contents of the image of the table. Okay, so that's the first one. Next, we have aggregated data charts with data labels. So let me delete this first. Delete the chart. So aggregated data chart. So when you say aggregated, it focuses on a certain data or a certain area which we would like to focus. Like for example, this one. I wanted to know how many sales are coming from a specific department. Okay. So let's say I wanted to do that. I would just highlight the department, go again to insert chart, and then select column chart by default. And then as you can see, it already selected aggregate for us. Now what happens is that I can see all of the sales in a particular department. Like for this one, for operations, I have 10. Oops, okay, let me edit the range. Let's make it D6 because it included my header. There you go. So I have operations below 15, accounting probably around 17 or 18-ish, marketing 15, finance 15, and training also at 17. So it gives you a targeted chart, aggregated from the term itself. So you can also select that when you are trying to narrow down a certain area of what you're trying to present. Third, we have column stats. So column stats is one of the better functions of of Google Sheets, which is not available in Excel. There are actually summaries at the bottom or the status bar of the Excel, but if you would ask me, column stats is a far better option or tool that's available in Google Sheets because it gives you a summary of everything that's happening in your data. Like for example, this one. Let's say your boss asks you a certain information like what we tackled earlier. How many were sold in this department and that department? What was the mode of payment? What's the quantity? How many? So on and so forth. With column stats, you can easily answer those questions. Because the summary is given to you in the right side panel of your chart or spreadsheet. So for example, I am at row 5. Okay. So here you can see, well actually it's showing off row 4 rather. Column 4, sorry. Column 4. And then when I hover on the parts, like for example training, you can see all the green colors. Accounting, finance, marketing, operations. How many rows, how many empty cells, how many unique values do I have? What's the frequency? And the good thing with this is that you can actually move this from one column to another. Like if I would go to column C, I could already see that credit is the most used transaction for my data. I have 55 people who have purchased via credit, 3 cash, 8 cash on delivery, and 12 paid with Gcash. So you can easily answer those questions because all of those data are being shown to you at the side part of your screen. And then if I would go to, let's say, column B, I just have a lot of names here, but you can see that it's leveled at 1 because I have just placed their names singular. They have all singular instances of purchasing. Okay, so they are all equivalent to 1. If I would go to amounts, you have most to least. Most purchases were at the amounts of 1,300, 1,800, 17,000, 15,000, and 1,894 because they have the same frequencies. Total sum is 109,000. Average is 1.3. Median is 1,400. Minimum value 500 and maximum 1,800. So all of those things are now easily seen because you have column stats. Imagine if you have thousands and thousands of information in this sheet. Okay, you would have a hard time answering questions from your boss or your manager or even customers. But with column stats, you can easily drill down per column what are the statistics on it. So again, a very helpful tool for data visualization available in Google Sheet. And then finally, we have data visualization. So data visualization is more of a control tool for the user in order to ensure that the right data is being entered by the collaborators of a certain sheet. Like for example, I am sharing this sheet with a couple of people, and there might be cases where there will be entering wrong information in cells, and that's going to screw up my my spreadsheet. I don't want that to happen. In order for me to prevent that, I could use data validation, which means that they are limited to entering only the right information. So just to show you how that happens, I would go to data, select data validation, and take note that I am on cell J7, as you can see on the name box or cell address. So let's say for J7, I wanted only dates. Okay, date, meaning they cannot enter any information unless it's a date. Okay, if they have placed an invalid data, I could put reject input and then show a validation text. Let's say enter a valid date. Okay, so let me save that rule and then let me go here. So first, let's try to enter wrong input. Let's say I'm going to enter text. I'm going to enter my name. There was a problem. Okay, a pop box shows up, and then it tells me that I have to enter a valid date. Okay, why? Because I entered my name. That's not the right entry. You should only put date. So having said that, then you can only put date. Let's say I put December 25, 2021. See what happens? It was accepted by the sheet. Okay, because I placed the right data. Okay, you see when I entered a cell phone number, there was a problem. You should enter a valid date. So that's a very, very good tool to use when you are in Google Sheets. That helps you ensure that the data that is being entered is correct, and it also ensures that whoever sees this information or sees your spreadsheet, it is presented properly. There are no errors, there are no issues. So there you have it. I hope you have learned something from this video. I will be posting an assignment in our Google Classroom. Kindly check that out. And thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next lesson. God bless everyone.